Thank you, and I thank you for being the chairwoman of this committee. We reconfigured this to give some focus not only between the Department of Interior, but also the Forest Service, the Department of Energy, and the EPA, so that we, as the Oversight Committee, can look at the far-reaching breadth rather than just have it siloed in one particular committee or another. So I appreciate all the members who will participate on these panels. And in all these discussions. I too am from the Intermountain West, and we're proud neighbors of Wyoming, where we produce a lot of this energy. We have an abundance of coal and of natural gas and oil shale, and yet every time I turn around, there seems to be some reason, some other implication that is put out there by the EPA. We love the West. We love our mountains and our air and our water and our streams. And I do think there is a role to create some bounds and to create some rules of the road. But I do severely worry about how severe the EPA is in its approach. You know, it wasn't too long ago in this very room, we found out that the person who was helping to head up the air and water quality of one of the most senior people at the EPA. We had a hearing. He hadn't shown up for work in years. He was convicted of fraud. He's in jail. He had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution to the government because he was telling his senior leadership that he was a CIA agent, that he was overseas in Afghanistan. And it just begs the question, you know, we never really got it. If he was so fraudulent enough that he actually went to jail, what about all the regulations that came into place for air and water quality during that time? It really does beg the question. We've had the Inspector General in here talking about the problems they have with sexual harassment in the senior-most offices. We've had people in here talking about the fact that they can't seem to fire anybody and move them out the door. I mean, it is time and time again, the EPA has routinely been in here talking about all these problems with mismanagement and waste, and yet they want to go into our states and start telling people how to conduct their business. Again, we need clean coal. We need good energy. I buy that. But let's also understand that there are very real impacts upon economies and jobs and people's livelihood. Their job, role, and responsibility is not to just shut everybody down. And so I really appreciate the panel here, who I think can give us a much broader scope and understanding of all the ramifications that come into place when you have the EPA come in. I really do appreciate the Attorneys General who have taken time out of their busy schedule to give us a perspective from across the United States. And so I look forward to some robust discussions today and have great optimism for this panel and this subcommittee moving forward. With that, I yield back.